culpable, which, to answer the question in the title of the video, means he probably shouldn't be sacked. The players get 58%, and then the Roman to Todd transition is nearing 27%. I think to open it up and to round this one to like a point where I think at the moment there are a lot of people that are easy to jump the gun and say that Graham Potter is finished. I think that the way my perception of this has come across in the last few videos has been that perhaps I do think maybe he is done, maybe he was never right in the first place. But I think a lot of the people at the moment who have an opinion on Chelsea are not really taking all three of these different stakeholders of the club into account, in the sense of there is a lot of it which is down to injuries. I think the 11 that we could field from injuries is significantly better than the 11 that we've been fielding week on week. But Graham Potter, is there anything you think he could immediately, despite all
back in the day, you should look and you say Man United versus who, or Liverpool maybe, or versus Chelsea when Mourinho was there, or Arsenal with Wenger was the elite fixture. I think right now, for quality that you see in that fixture, yesterday's game, although Liverpool started with a bad first half, the quality, man, the goals, the execution of moves, etc. That fixture for me now is the elite fixture in the calendar.
Mo Salah.
Do you know what, the other day, I had an argument with Michael Owen about Salah the other day. And he was saying, he was arguing that he would take Suarez's best season over Salah's. And I was
did I tell you last week there's people out there that think like that?
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I realise there's a lot of people think, but listen, this Salah is scoring goals and putting in performances to shoot his team to.
Could tell you that's a pressure one, isn't it? I mean, Graham Potter couldn't even look, bless him. He had his head down, couldn't, just waiting for the cheers, and he got the cheers and got the win.
Good. Good for him.
Well done for him. Interesting, Rob. Just a couple of things that came out of the game that I wanted to chuck across you. No Mason Mount, no Mudryk in the starting 11. As you say, things are moving and maybe there's a bit of shape starting to come. Now, of course, Mudryk's new to the league. Big signing. Maybe hasn't quite settled as you'd like. Maybe picked up a bit of illness, I think, as well when he first came over. So, some reasons for not. But spend that kind of money, you chase somebody that much, not in the starting 11. And no Mason Mount, Rob, who has been, come through the ranks, been a big part of Chelsea's success.
But the cashier still didn't understand. He started feeling nervous. Then another customer stepped in and said, "He means a croissant." Suddenly, the cashier understood. This moment taught Daniel an important lesson. Sometimes pronunciation makes a big difference in understanding. He realized that even though he knew the words, hearing them in real conversations was different from learning them in a textbook. This is why listening is so important. The more you listen to real English, the more natural it becomes. And when you hear common phrases often, you will feel more confident using them yourself. Now let's talk about another real-life situation. My cousin Emma moved to Canada for work. She spoke English well, but when she arrived, she had trouble following conversations. People spoke quickly, used slang, and sometimes even interrupted each other.
There, you must have taken the wrong turn because you're this intoxicated. Put your hands together behind your back, please. Bonnie, this is the second day that we've been called about you drunk driving yourself around this airport. Don't tell me you haven't done anything.
53-year-old Bonnie Campbell doesn't seem to realize she broke a lot of rules. While the other officer searches for Bonnie's driver's license, her phone rings.
Well, I think you endangered pilots by driving around on the runway.
Can I speak with Ron? Or do you want to tell him what's up?
It's my husband.
Okay, do you want to speak with him or no?
What's going on?
Ron, this is Officer Whiteforce again, your wife.
I mentioned it's free, so you've got nothing to lose there. Now let's get to it. If you saw our interview with Andrew Loney last week, you'll know that there was a huge amount of controversy over the revelations from his biography of Prince Andrew. But a lot of people want to know, how have his daughters, Beatrice and Eugenie, reacted to it all? Now, Richard, your colleague Sarah Rainey wrote a very moving piece about the impact that these revelations have had on Beatrice and Eugenie. according to people close to the princesses. What did you make of it?
Yes, I mean, we all know that it's been a pretty difficult read, that book. The extracts that were published in the Mail have been very difficult. They've been lurid. They've been, quite sleazy. So imagine what it's like for his daughters. But by all accounts, they've done what they've got used to doing, which is ignoring it.
Well, how depressing is that? They've done what they've got used to doing.
Yeah, they just have learnt over time. They've had so many.
Number one, like that is the big thing for me. You said it right off the top. Or just about off the top after we relitigated whatever happened to you last weekend.
This is the most airtime New Rochelle has got on this show in a long time. Look, I lost the crank, all right? I didn't have the crank.
Yeah, so here's the thing. You guys all know that I am like the Supporter Shield guy. I think it is the best representation of who the best team is in the league any given year. And what we had this season was two teams that were basically neck and neck, kind of flip a coin between them who the best team was. LAFC won the Shield because they held the tiebreaker in MLS, which was wins. In any other league in the world, it's actually Philly who wins the Shield because in almost every other league, the tiebreaker is goal differential, right? So, these teams are clearly the two best. They're clearly
if you talk about high performance, it has to be a high level execution of an action, whatever you do. So for me, it's that, how well you can do what you do, and if you talk about elite group of people, if you talk about the best league in the world or any sport or any profession, that you expect people to consistently, do that action in a very high effective level. So that's for me, the high level performance.
I'm so pleased that you've started in that way, because I think if there's one thing that, defines your career, it is consistency, the ability to be at the top for so long.
Agreed. We all think the same thing.
All right. Well, we'll move on. Let's hope we disagree at some point. Brentford's interesting, isn't it? Because Barney, they've lost Mbumo, they've lost Norgard, Flecken as well has gone to Bayer Leverkusen for 11 million, the goalkeeper. They have brought in players, but unproven. Malamba, although I do like Kelleher in goal. I think he's been brilliant whenever Alisson's been injured at Liverpool, and they brought in Michael Coyote. But it looks like they might lose Vista as well. And a new coach, unproven, of course, because he was the set pieces coach, wasn't he?
I think the new manager, he'll be really good. However, if you rip up the squad like it's been ripped up, you lose the manager at the helm with so much experience and everyone knows what they're doing. They have to be in the relegation battle for me.